Good morning, class 9 students. Today we will do a new lesson in the English text. The poem Road Not Taken. Now look at the board and you have the book. You go through the book as well. There are altogether 4 stanzas. Today we will do 2 stanzas. I have written the poem over here. Those who don't have the book, you can copy it from here. And here I have given the meaning. Here are certain points we will discuss about. Road Not Taken. It is written by Robert Frost. Let me read out the poem first, 2 stanza. The roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. This is the first stanza. Second stanza. Then took the other just as fair is good, and having perhaps the bitter claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. This is the first and second stanza. Now here is a meaning. Let me read out from these 2 stanzas. Here is a little bit of meaning. Meaning, diverse means separate. To get separated. Wood, forest. Fair, nice or good. Claim, demand, ask. Worn, get old after much use. That's called worn out. Now here, what is the theme of the poem? The theme of the poem is we need to make choices at some point of our life. We are also a traveler. We need to make wise choices. After considerable thought, after much thinking, judging, experiencing, we need to make a careful decision. That's what writer tells us. Your future depends on your decision. Whatever decision you take, your future will be. Similarly, we are also a traveler. Each day is passing and the time is running out. We have spent a lot of our years. Now we'll talk about. The poem is all about struggle while making decision in life. Sometimes we get confused. While taking decision, it becomes very difficult. So at that time you need to use your brain and think. You do not make decision in a haste. Haste makes waste. You know it. So now, number 2. The writer come across the path that had separated, and he could not see far behind as the road had bent somewhere undergrowth. After considerable thought, he took the path that is less traveled and which was green and grassy. Now this is the point. Let's talk about it. The roads diverge in a yellow wood. The writer was walking, going, just like we were also passing our time. Similarly, he come across a yellow wood. Yellow wood means the events, situations around. We have many situations. Sometimes we need to take decisions. Like, so, and sorry I could not travel both. He came across a crossroad where 2 roads pass. He could not travel both. He had to take one road, and to choose which one to travel, he stood there after much thought, after much thinking and judging. He looked around and he took one road, in one path. And be one traveler. Writer was a one traveler. Long I stood means he stood there for a long period and looked at the road. One road was much traveled, The grasses were worn out, and the other road there was green grass. Very few people have walked on that, from that road. It was very grassy. And the other one was common road, that where many people have traveled. So that means we should not follow the crowd. Where the people are going, we should not follow that. We must choose another road where less people have traveled, and that will make a difference. And look down as far as I could. He looked behind. He could not see far behind. The road which he had traveled, it had bent somewhere undergrowth. That means, can you remember what happened when you are in class 1? Very few events we remember. Most of them we have forgotten. Similar. When we look behind, we think and remember. We cannot think or we cannot remember everything. Similarly, the writer looked behind and the road has bent somewhere else. When you join the school, you have the opportunity, and when you reach class 10 and give the examinations, after that you have to make the choice. You make after considerable thinking, you may need to make a choice. And again, after passing class 12, again you need to make a choice. Similarly, there are crossroads. The writer is talking about this thing, to where it bent in the undergrowth. The road which I have traveled and come so far over here, the road has bent somewhere else, and I cannot see. We cannot look far behind. Then took the other just as fair, good. One was traveled by many people, worn out, and the other was quite green and grassy, less traveled, and having perhaps the bitter claim means demand, ask. He began to think that which road should I take? The road which is traveled by many people, or the road which is less traveled? As far as we are concerned, we take that road where people have traveled. Oh, this is the road, this is not the road, because people have not traveled. These people have traveled on this road, so we must go this way. So we make a mistake there. So, and having perhaps a bitter claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. One road was grassy and wanted wear, means nobody had trodden there, nobody had walked on that, from that road. So, though as for that, now passing there, people have passed from there very often, but most of the people, they have taken the road which is very common. Though as for that, the passing there had worn means it was walked by many people. The road was, the people walked from that road. And really about the same means, if the writer takes that road where people have traveled, from which the people have traveled, he would have become like a common man, lived and died without remembering, without known by the people. But as the writer, he was quite wise enough to think which road to take. He took the grassy road where very less people have traveled from that path, and that made a difference, and now he became the poet and he achieved his goal. So similarly, we need to make wise decision. And while taking decision, we have to be very, very careful. We should not follow the crowd. We must use our head. After a lot of speculations, after a lot of examinations, examine things, then we need to think about the pros and cons, the results, and we need to decide. So that will make a lot of difference later on. So that's all for today. Now we'll meet in the next class, and we'll continue about another 2 stanza told about these 2. Now here is a meaning, and some more are there. So 2 stanzas we'll be doing tomorrow. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching video. That's all.